bestie. I just my friend told her catch me. I'm a she so precious. Might not again, she too messy. No flexing. Rose gold ornaments. Drop 210, car game with no 10. Gotta you to know you can hop in front of tip. Born 9 in the vent. Like my get spent. I got 2 B's on my bosses and a granted immunity still didn't tell. Skeletons in my closets and they scared of me and shit. Under the bed, screaming, rock me, kid. I put water on my head and she couple ops played. Then they still got I done, but they still ain't. Reason I use my line is cause she I've been getting it since a toddler. I keep dollars on my head. Been a real one is my motto. Handle my problems, I ain't scared. I put Prada on my collar, cause she proud of what I said. I'm a leader, I got on following my footsteps like I'm Montana. Make them shit. Black on black, new phantom in the backseat. I'm from Atlanta with these condo like the in my fridge. Ace, Momo, Raman, money mongo, beef, peep my blend, oh boy, MC Hammer. Just 장에 가면 차려줘 homie처럼 homie 화방 갈 때처럼 나 허기져. Show me that real money, not that money를 안 해. 어디서 나한테 사길 꺼내 진짜 모네 모니터가 아닌 벽에 걸려 있는 걸로 모작도 다 짜줘. 나는 진짜를 원해 탑한테 그림 파는 거래처처럼 깡깡해 난 엄청 고르고 고르지고 있어. 훈련에 밴볼로 눈 끝 afternoon 내 150짜리 라식 눈큐비 갖고 내 눈은 못 속여. 여기 씨발 꼴뚜기들 좀 얘는 벌써 이룬 줄 알아. 씨발 난 얘네 아빠 대진 안돼. What? 혹시나 해서 확인해봤어 내 whole universe. 벗겨 백견의 목소리를 웃소리를 입히고 깨질을 해봐라. 니네 팀 어떤 새끼가 한 발상인지 그것도 애게 날리려나. One more time 펄딱 burst 혹시나 해서 확인해봤지 내 universe. Your earth whole universe. 벗겨 백견의 목소리를 웃소리를 입히고 깨질을 해봐라. 니네 팀 어떤 새끼가 한 발상인지 그것도 애게 날리려나. Fire Ace 모모 라만 많이 먹었어 beef 피피 my blank oh boy, MC Hammer. 전시장에 가면 차려줘 homie처럼 homie 화방 갈 때처럼 나 허기져. Show me that real money, not that money를 안 해. 어디서 나한테 사길 나랑 사길.
Remember, you can watch the tournament action live on the 2K Streamcast in-game or on the official NBA 2K Twitch channel.
Now, I'm sure some of the contenders will be jumping into Season 5 to pick up some sweet cards for that game day. But let's say you're not tournament bound. You won't want to miss what Season 5 Power Within is bringing to my team.
Welcome to Season 5 in my...
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more. It's Friday night and live on 2K Sports. We're going to bring you the NBA and all its excitement. With Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge. DA, take it.
Hey there, Kevin.
Well, he is a terrific championship coach. David, that says it all. Thanks. Let's see the stat sheet here for Paul George.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Jackson is the point with Kennard on the wing. Post tandem for him, Morris and Zubac. And it's George in at the 3. And for the Lakers, the two megastars are the big men, LeBron and Davis. Kendrick Nunn out there with Monk, and it's Ariza in at the small forward. And Kendrick Nunn is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. And both teams tonight, Greg, can go deep into their benches. It seems like a growing trend.
Yeah, I think teams are digging deeper more than ever before, and even getting into two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys.
And that one is good from Zubac.
And that'll start us off already. You can feel the tension in this arena.
You get the sense there is a level of intensity right out of the gates.
The shot by Monk is no good. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Kings. Here's George, and it's wide right. It's off the rim. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Well, you know the unselfishness and professionalism Trevor Ariza gives you. If there's an open man, he'll find him.
Jackson kicks to Zubac. Back to Jackson. Outside, George. Shot clock at 6. That doesn't go either for George.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim. Okay.
And this is year one of LeBron's 2-year, $85 million extension. And, Greg, that will take him through age 38.
And that will amount to $435 million in career earnings, the most all time. And it wouldn't surprise me if he's got a few more years left in the tank after that.
Monk finds Ariza, and here's Davis for 3. He doesn't hit that one. And the Clippers will come the other way. And stolen by James. And he drives in, and James throws it down hard.
LeBron James, ever the showman with an exceptional slam there. One of the best dunkers in the history of the game.
Awesome rewind, courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Kennard's shot is off. Lakers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Davis throws it down.
And all Davis needs is the right positioning. Once he's established, dunking becomes easy.
Jackson with it, now guarded by Monk. Sweet move. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. Lakers leading by 4. Lakers passing it around and finished off by LeBron.
Now LeBron James will inflict pain at the rim when he gets free like that.
Here's George, and that one off the back of the rim and in.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
Rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Clippers trail by 6. Tipped away. It's stolen by Ariza. Pass to James. Lays it up and banks it in. James has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Jackson against Nunn. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Here's the 3. Got a piece of it.
Yeah, good job. Just staying alert there, snatching up that long rebound.
And LeBron throws it down.
We're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip. And guys are making their shots. That's critical.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
And this, the second season of Anthony Davis's 5-year, $190 million extension. And he admitted that with his injury history, that long-term security was a consideration.
Kent Bazemore's checked in for LeBron. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Powell's checked in.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Here's Zubats. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. And AD's injury woes rearing their head last season as well, Greg. We saw it missing a number of games.
Well, a big man with his athleticism, a lot of stress on the legs. LeBron's gotten him on the same nutrition and treatment regimen. Hopefully, that'll help.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You see, you can't be too physical with Marcus Morris. This guy is so strong, and he's so good at drawing the foul.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've gotten off turnovers.
First free throw is good. Doris, you look at Marcus Morris, a very solid 3 and D type of forward.
That's exactly right, because think about it, Morris, early in his career, there was a reluctance to shoot the range shot. He was more mid-range guy, but credit him for putting in the work. Now Marcus is a deadly three-point shooter, and he brings a size and physicality on the defensive end.
He makes 1 of 2 that time.
You know, there's a toughness and an energy about Marcus Morris that elevates any team he plays for. This guy is an incredible teammate.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Clippers trail by 9. Jackson dishes to Powell. Outside for Jackson. Those 3-pointers off the mark.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
Here's Nunn. Hands it from downtown. Nunn's got 5 points so far.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Jackson passes to Zubats. Going inside. He dishes it to Batum. Shoots over Bazemore. Offensive rebound. And the dunk by Zubats.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe. Just maybe.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I know it's early, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
Bazemore against Powell. Stolen by Zubats. It's Powell with the drive. And no good that time.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for the Los Angeles Lakers. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And now, a chance to hear LeBron James expound on the difference between offense and defense.
More delicate than defense. Defense, you can make mistakes but cover for one another by just communicating and flying around at times and clean up for your mistakes. Offensively, if you're not all 5 guys at the same time and not moving and cutting, and one pass or one bad screen here or one pass there can mess up the rhythm of an offense.
Greg, I could listen to him talk basketball. all day.
And he makes a valid point. You can't just hustle your way to great offense. It takes time and chemistry.
Norman Powell. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Lakers here so far, guys.
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
Here are the five the Clippers have to start the second. The post pairing, Batum and Zubac. Then there's Norman Powell. And there's Jackson, and it's Coffey in at the 2-guard.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. And here's Jackson, who provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Batum, it's stolen by Davis. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, mid-range jumpers are something of a lost art these days. They're still practiced by superstars like Kawhi Leonard. Coach Ty Lue said, why not work on the shots that teams are giving up? Down the stretch, mid-range shots win games. Playoffs, too. If you shoot it at a high clip, it's just as good as a three for me. Guys?
And they do shoot it at a good clip, and they rely on it quite a bit. David, thank you.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
Just sort of looking at the standings here, Greg, midseason. Do you think the conference system still holds any relevance?
Listen, I think for travel distance, it makes sense to continue to have divisions and conferences. But in the perfect world, I think we'd love to see, hey, let's just seed them 1 through 16 and determine who's truly the best.
Now the pass to Powell. For three. Rebound the Lakers. Davis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Outside for Batum. Here's Coffey. Nice spin off the left rim and in. And Nunn has got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. Celtics will be coming into town for the next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. 1 for 3, and that one falls coming off of Davis's speed. Davis has got his 4th assist in this one. Clippers trail by 17. Now Jackson. His last outing, he had 8 points. And they'll get another chance. Lets the 3 fly. Monk grabs the board.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
And it's Davis finishing it off.
And I tell you, the brow, he might be the best player in our league. With that reach, you just throw it up around the rim, and he's bringing it home.
Here's Powell. None against Batum. Passes it to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality.
When I think of Ivica Zubac, I think about solid big man who is still young and developing. It's really a matter of him gaining confidence at this point.
Clippers trail by 17. Outside Jackson. Clippers moving the ball around. Now here's Powell. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Oh, for Zubac is to be a starter in the league.
You know, this guy has started games in the past. He's also played well off the bench. And listen, he's not going to be a guy who shoots with range, but given everything else you need from a center, he can deliver. Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
And remember, Davis played point guard in high school, showing off the vision there with that nice dime.
And the Clippers call time here. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
Well, let's give some credit to the coaching staff as well, recognizing the weaknesses in that defense and going after each one of them.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. James comes in for Anthony Davis. And Talen Horton-Tucker subbed in for Malik Monk. Lakers leading by 17. .50 seconds left to play in the first half. And the three off target. Clippers have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Powell kicks to Jackson. A three-pointer, no good.
You can see the frustration in the quarter on his face, especially with his team trailing.
Nunn finds Bazemore. Here's Horton-Tucker. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Horton-Tucker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Clippers trail by 20. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. In the corner, George with it. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, Paul George says, I can answer with my own big-time three-point shot. Go to work, PG.
Here's James. 23 points for him the last game against Sacramento. He got it up. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much here with Frank Vogel. Coach, the points coming with regularity in that first half. What's been the key?
We're playing with a high offensive motive. We're screening through physicality. We're starting hard. We're moving the basketball. We're getting good shots for ourselves.
And it's showing on the floor, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He had 16 points, 5 assists, and 7 rebounds. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
They're getting into the lane whenever they want, getting some high percentage looks. I don't see the coaching staff switching up too much. Keep it simple. Force your opponent to adapt to it.
And Shaq, your take on the Clippers.
It's their defense that's put them in this spot. Giving up easy looks all over the place. It's like they don't have even a game plan in place. Check out the field goal. Well, that's not going to cut it on them. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You know, Davis has been exceptional here, guys.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So for the Lakers right now, they've got LeBron James, Trevor Ariza out there with Kent Bazemore. Then it's Kendrick Nunn. And it's Horton-Tucker in at the 2 spot. Oh, and the jam by LeBron.
How intimidating it must be when LeBron is bearing down on the rack like that.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Offline with his 3.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
3-pointer on the way. And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 19-point game. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. Horton-Tucker, the pass to James. No good. That's the first shot from the floor he's missed. 5 for 6.
And we all know what George brings offensively. But it's his ability as a defender that stands out. Great instincts to make plays on that end of the floor.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
George looking over the floor. Shot's good by Kennard. And with Paul George and his defense, Greg, you almost forget how great of an impact it makes.
He just kind of flies under the radar with his defensive play. I mean, this guy could be considered for the Defensive Player of the Year almost every year. One of the more disruptive forces on that end of the floor.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
Jackson from long range. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
The improved touch of Jackson, especially from range, now making him a multi-dimensional threat.
Ariza with the bucket.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end. Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Paul George has taken some heat in recent years. He says people get so caught up in what other folks think. I'm Paul George. I don't care to be anybody else. I am who I am. You love it or you don't. Simple as that. Guys, with his player on the floor, he has answered all his critics.
He's certainly playing at an elite level. EA, thank you. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Clippers. Mann comes in for Jackson. Mann passes to Zubac, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And so he hits the technical free throw. And down the road, Greg, which current player might make for the best coach?
Well, I'm always partial to the point guard. And if you're looking for leadership, man, Chris Paul, Mike Conley, those guys I think are destined to coach. I think LeBron would be a great one as well, but I've got a sneaky suspicion he'd just rather own the team.
The shot's good from LeBron.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
And Kendrick Nunn is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Some changes for the Lakers. Anthony Davis comes in for Kent Bazemore. And Monk's subbed in for LeBron. George with no one around. Shots one in from the wing. George has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Silky smooth jumper from Paul George, and he just lets it fly whenever he gets free from that spot.
Here's Horton Tucker. That 3 off the mark. Clippers trail by 16. And Kendrick Nunn is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Hartenstein's checked in for the Clippers.
Isaiah Hartenstein.
3rd quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. The 3 from George. No good on that one. And the Lakers take it the other way. They led the game at 1 point by 20. There's the steal. And Batum throws it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even. more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
None with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. Ariza kicks to none. Here's Horton Tucker. And again, no good by the Lakers. Clippers trail by 14. Out to the right wing. There's the triple. Nailed from three-point land. Mann's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Monk finds Davis. Out to the wing. Here's Horton Tucker. No good, unable to end this run.
Boy, a forgettable night for him, but thankfully his teammates have played well overall.
George with the bucket.
There's a rhythm with which Paul George plays the game of basketball. That pace is so important. Luke Kennard entered the league with a long history of success, both in the high school and collegiate levels. And this is a guy who I think still has a high ceiling.
Monk for three. Buries it from three-point range. Monk's got 12.
Oh, that's a pretty bounce pass. Nice.
Kennard on the wing. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
Well, he hasn't proven to be much of a floor spacer for them. He had the 1-3, but that was back in the first half.
Ariza passes to Davis. Monk for three. Goes back up. Lakers passing it around. Ariza kicks to none. 6 to shoot. Over Batum. Right side Davis. Pass to Monk. Here's Horton Tucker. Off target from three-point range.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Here's Monk with the drive.
And Monk doesn't fool around when he's driving. He's got room to go up for the finish there, and he just lifts off with power.
And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That is his first foul of the game.
Clippers substitution, Marcus Morris Sr. Norman Powell.
8 seconds left in the third.
Los Angeles foul.
The Clippers have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Well, to me, Paul George exemplifies what a leader should be. This guy does not look for his personal stats. He just wants to make the guys around him better.
To the right side. Here's Horton Tucker. Not really his range, and it's off target. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Lakers lead by 12. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Paul George is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Norman Powell. Then there's Jackson, and it's Hartenstein in at the 5, roaming the paint. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And one thing I'll never forget about Davis is when he lit up the All-Star game in 2017. Racked up 52 points in that game. That smashed the old record by 10.
The first one falls. And he makes both free throws. Clippers trail by 11. To the paint. Here's Hartenstein. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson. Using his poise and vision to make a play.
Here's Horton Tucker. The Lakers keeping it going. A new 14-second shot clock. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
I'll tell you, you have got to have a short memory. You put a poor first half behind you, and you get to work here in the second.
Here's Horton Tucker. The Clippers grab the miss.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt the pass first.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Lakers leading by 5. None with it. George picks him up, and it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. This one for 3.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And the Lakers with possession here. Nunn passes to Horton Tucker. Three-pointer. Nunn can't get it to fall.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Jackson has the open look. Off target with his 3.
That's not his spot, but given the lack of defense, you'd like to see him knock that one down.
Stolen by Jackson. And now the Clippers on the break for the finish. And the dunk by Powell.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Probably the most important thing is they regroup. They worked out some of their frustrations, and now they're starting to have some fun.
The finish, the fast break ends at the rim with the jam.
And they have gotten themselves back into this game just in the nick of time. If that run had come any later, it would have been Katie bar the door.
They're showing so much passion and determination here at the end. They're close to the lead, but still have plenty of work left to do.
From deep, George. Yes, it is. Or that is a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, to start off with so many mistakes and still now find a way where everything's working, it allows their momentum and confidence to continue to build.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac has checked in. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. The shot by Powell, no good.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Lakers passing it around. Pass to Horton Tucker. It's tipped. Backed him up. They need this one. Here he goes. Excellent D there from George. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look.
And Davis puts it in.
Stepping up. Davis is a fantastic option late. You know with that height and skill set, he's going to get a good look.
Oh, my. He really needs to be careful now. That was his 5th foul of the night.
Some changes here for the Lakers. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Davis. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Malik Monk. Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers.
Trevor Ariza, championship pedigree. Cool, calm, and collected in big moments.
Nunn with it. George picks him up. Nunn can't get it to fall.
Sometimes you just have an off day, and this is one of those games for him.
There's Jackson with the 3. Rebound the Lakers. Bazemore's got 6 rebounds now in the game. for the three. It's hauled in by George.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half. And you know they wanted that one to go down.
Let's prove it time. Fourth quarter. Don't get it done now. No more chances.
Bazemore misses.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Well, there's no doubt there were better options on the floor, but it certainly seemed like he had his mind made up.
Horton Tucker, the pass to none. Now here's Ariza. Kennard covering. And again, no good by the Lakers. And there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game. And the Clippers call time here. They trail by 2. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Anthony Davis.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He told him, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David. Bazemore finds Ariza. High post Howard. Here's Horton Tucker. No good on the three.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
And it's the Lakers on the break. Bazemore for 3. Rebound by the Clippers.
Can't afford any wasted possessions down the stretch.
I'll tell you, they'd better come up with some points on every possession from now on.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
And the Clippers call time here. They're down by 2. 17 seconds left in the game. Guys, what do you think?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
Well, they've got to be aggressive, guys, because the defense doesn't want to foul here.
George with the ball. In the corner, Kennard with it. Got it! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
There's a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered. And Paul George's court awareness on display. Right there, beautiful.
And the officials are headed to the scores table to review it. Let's see what happens here. It'll be on to overtime if the original ruling of no basket is confirmed.
And now that we've gotten a chance to see it in slow-mo, I think the ruling has to be that he did not beat the buzzer with that shot.
And the officials have looked it over and confirmed the basket was no good. We're going to go to overtime.
Yeah, that's what it looked like from here. I didn't think he got it off. But that is exactly the situation the replay rule was invented for. They couldn't let that go without checking.
Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this one. So the Lakers win the tip. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here. Brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So the Lakers... right now. Howard is out there with Kent Bazemore. Then it's Kendrick Nunn. Then it's Trevor Ariza. And it's Horton Tucker in at the shooting guard position. Some changes for the Lakers. James checked in for Kendrick Nunn. Stanley Johnson comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Anthony Davis in for Jalen Horton Tucker.
Dwight Howard with the timely bucket. Go ahead, big sir.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Down low. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
Outside Jackson. Lets it go with a three. Ariza with the rebound. Ariza's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Davis, the pass to James. And James throws it down.
We all know LeBron wants to take these shots. When the pressure is at its highest, he does not shy away from making the play his team needs.
Here's George. And right through it goes. George has got it all tied up now for the Clippers.
That's what you expect from your leader. Paul George stays calm and doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment.
The feed to Jackson. It's good.
And they're just doomed if they keep letting them post up like that.
You've got to deny the position to afford them no opportunity at making that entry pass into the post.
Johnson's shot is off. Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the floor as we've gotten this overtime period underway. And the foul called on Anthony Davis. That's his first foul. Well, overtime basketball, a minute and a half played so far. And George gets it to go.
Well, we knew that Paul George was a long-limbed, exceptional defender coming out of Fresno. His offense, though, has been impressive from the time he has stepped between the lines on the NBA level.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Well, when you're careless with the basketball, you can expect that to happen.
Clippers leading by 5. High post try. Another one falls for the Clippers.
And when Paul George has this kind of rhythm and pace to his game, you simply want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
The kick out to LeBron. Over George. Back to LeBron. And again, no good by the Lakers. And that one goes out of bounds. Touched by Zubac. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
And the Clippers call time here. They're in front by 7. 50 seconds left in overtime. Monks checked in for the Lakers. Kendrick Nunn comes in for Dwight Howard.
Kendrick Nunn.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Lakers ball.
Lakers shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Nunn kicks to Monk. Over Kennard. And that'll be the Lakers as it goes out of bounds. Lakers retain possession. Here's James. It's and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Yeah, there's not a person in this building who didn't know the ball was going to LeBron, and still he delivers.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Here's LeBron. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, Keep riding it.
Just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
And what a time to get sloppy. A close game like this, you cannot be getting loose with the ball.
Nunn pitched to Monk. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Takes the 3. Rebound by the Clippers. And the Clippers call time here. They're ahead by 1. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first overtime. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Boy, not on the same page there. And in a possession ball game, that's a big mistake.
And here are the Lakers. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
At his size, LeBron is a handful inside. And sometimes you can't help but foul him to try and prevent that easy bucket.
And so making both free throws. That'll give them the lead here.
You must embrace the pressure and knock down critical free throws. Nicely done.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Monk, the pass to Nunn. Nails the triple.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
And in getting that 3 to go, he snaps an 11-0 run by the Lakers.
And so it's the Lakers who come out on top here. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came out in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came through big and did exactly what was necessary once we got into OT.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for...
Hey T， 黑屏，黑头发，黑毛，黑眼睛 ，A1， 当然都是贵宾。我是一个比你球更高的卫星，黑钻，AP， 按下宝宝按钮让敌人追击，电话来个响，开个跨会议，先给压账或者看看汇率。你的老板他要给我面子，独玩的网从来不受任何限制，和我近距离接触只能通过电视，我老着黑的 A， 甩着我的辫子，在我面前摆拍摄影机，炫耀我的珠宝，把裤子拉到底，故事里散发的粉儿，你看我在哪里，哪里就有。Let me tell a little sad story about this young boy who grew up, no pops in the crib. That mama working, so she couldn't really show him no love when he was a kid. He ain't even mean to do that incident. He was only 18 when he caught that bit. He ain't know how to. Just told him that this was procedure, but he knew in his mind he was doing a lot. He had to figure it out and then learn on the rules and then follow him like it or not. He caught a new. He had a little try to sneak it in. It was right in his sock. They had him in for like a week. They made it super cold with the AC. They ain't give him no blanket, they ain't give him no sheets. They put him in with a dirty sink. He couldn't think, he couldn't sleep. They gave him no soap to wash, stained ain't give him no two base to brush the teeth. Look, he don't know why they keep bothering him. He was kinda scared, ain't wanna argue with him. Pacing back and forth to keep him following him. Couldn't take it no more and he front. Couldn't hit the button and they coming and helping and running and cracking. He just took a unleashed the he looking and grilling and acting bad. He ain't never been before, but he made up his mind. He like, what if this how I start? They couldn't count him out, cause anybody who know little homie got heart. He gonna adapt to his habitat, even if his habitat get dark. He was a little fish when he jumped in the water, and then he grew into a shark. 2 years later, 9 fights in, he found his religion. He started working out, taking food, soups, and respect, cause the wasn't given. He wanted more for his life, he was sitting it. Night and his life wasn't hitting. And his life wasn't hitting. And his life wasn't look. 2 years he fought the case and he ain't worried about it in his mind. He knew he ain't losing. He got a paid lawyer, that's a good lawyer, and that lawyer do know what he doing. They want to take it to trial, so he take it to trial, but that little going through it. He was just holding it down for his man, cause he wasn't the one that was doing it. He done copped out to this lie, called home and he found out his man. He looked up to the sky like, why? Cause he locked in the and he can't slide. Off break loose when that man cry, you can see the in his eyes. That if he want you, that is verified. And he went back in this and he thought to himself like, I feel a little stupid. He got a big in the crib, but he's stuck in the gym and he can't even use it. He wanna retrial and take back everything that he said, cause he know he ain't do it. Little homie a real, he done made a decision already and he's sticking to it. Yeah, he's sticking to it. Yeah. Yeah. Father.
Half full or half empty. Heart's full, it ain't empty. Pull up with love, no envy. Pull up with Ez in a Bentley. Don't need them to accept me, but you are gonna respect me. I got the beast in my belly, don't tempt me. We're in the belly of the beast, it's deadly. Half full or half empty. Heart's full, it ain't empty. Full up with love, no envy. Kenzo, Fendi, no Mackenzie. Don't need them to accept me, but you are gonna respect me. I got the beast in my belly, don't tempt me. We're in the belly of the beast, it's deadly. What the they started? This ain't your average artist. Yeah, I grew up on Heartless, but I never been half-hearted. It don't depend who's asking, suck what, it couldn't be me you're speaking.
Also new this season is dynamic ratings. There's a new league set available and a new domination tier. Let's start with the cards. Think of Heat Check, but with permanent changes. So when your favorite player goes off in the real NBA, their dynamic ratings card will be boosted forever in my team. Over 400 new cards are available, and that means 2 more Dark Matter cards are unlocked in the collector level. Dark Matters are showing up everywhere in my team. Moving on to domination, the new dynamic ratings tier puts you up against the dynamic ratings cards for each NBA team. And trust me, the grind is going to be worth it, because the Galaxy Opal Paul Millsap card is no joke. There's also going to be historic coach cards that'll be available in packs.
And inside the locker room, everyone trying to lock in, get mentally ready for another hard-fought NBA battle. One of the all-time greats, Magic Johnson. Well, and while we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for DeAndre Jordan.
Unfortunately, we've seen his ability as a rebounder take a back seat these past few seasons. And I'd like to see him refocus on that element of his game. You can never have enough rebounds, in my opinion.
Now the opening lineup for the Portland Trailblazers. Eric Bledsoe is out there with Eric Gordon. Then it's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Brown in at the power forward spot. And for Los Angeles, Anthony Davis is out there with LeBron James. Then it's Malik Monk. Then it's Trevor Ariza. And it's Nunn in at the point guard position. Here's Ariza. And he throws it down with one hand.
Sharing the basketball is a part of the game that Monk needs to continue to add to complement his shooting.
Like a lot of young players, B.A., it took Monk some time to get going, but he's found his stride in the NBA now.
Shot by Nurkic, no good. Now Los Angeles with it. It's a 5-point game. Here's Monk. and he lays it up and in. Monk's got 5 points.
Monk's got deceptive strength. You got to respect that. I mean, the defense throwing themselves all over him and at him, but he's still concentrating and knocking down the shot.
Nurkic's shot is good. You know, Clark, with Malik Monk, you can see the improvement he's had.
Yeah, it's about efficiency. We knew he could put the ball in the basket, but now his shot selection has improved. I think he's gotten better as a ball handler, too. Red hot so far, 4 for 4. Cooking with gas, couldn't draw it up any better.
Here's Bledsoe. Doesn't go that time. Good D by Nunn. Davis, the pass to Monk. Davis drives in, and Davis slams it home.
When Davis is driving with momentum behind him, watch out below.
Monk against Gordon. And Davis with the block.
You know, right now they're just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
And time for the power rankings. Latter half of February. Fascinating to see where teams stack up during this part of the season. Taking a look at the 76ers. They're a rising team climbing to 5th on the board.
Seeing where Los Angeles is, they're not being questioned any longer. This is a strong team and one that is poised to be a big-time threat moving forward.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And that kind of rejection early on energizes your squad. The coaching staff just loves this kind of hustle.
Outside Monk, back to James. Here's Ariza. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Kendrick Nunn. That's his first foul of the game. Bledsoe against Nunn. And Brown with the stuff. And a huge part of any NBA team's success is health, especially as we move to the middle part of the schedule.
Well, we know injuries are a part of the game, and they shape every NBA season. Unfortunately, they can end the team's season at any moment. Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Nunn against Bledsoe. Shoots from 12. James with the rebound.
Now, there's an example of good defense beating good offense.
And Davis slams it home.
Building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Now, here's Bledsoe. Looking at his stats, he's putting up about 7.5 per game. Right side Monk. And it's the Lakers on the break. James, outside Nunn. Pass to James. Shot is up. Here's Ariza. Just 5 to shoot. No good from outside. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 8 shooting the ball. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track. It's been that kind of quarter for them. The shot has just been unreliable.
And Davis slams it home.
Really taking charge of the game, largely with a detailed interior attack.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes the team.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Simons checked in. Well, the Trailblazers shooting just 22% in the early stages of this one. Into the lane. Pass to Little. A shot to stop the run. Hits the trifecta.
Hey, good to get him going right away. I mean, those are the shots that really boost confidence.
Perhaps he's set for a big night. I mean, he can be a difference maker for him when he's on his game.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
And here's Gordon. 1:43 left in the opening quarter. Here's Nurkic. Offensive board. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. Here's Davis. Hauled in by Brown.
Couldn't quite line that one up. Just got to shake it off and move on to the next one.
B.A. and Anthony Davis, you got a big man who can give you 28 a game and contend for Defensive Player of the Year. Enough said. There's no stopping that. AD is too long and strong to bother that alley-oop.
Here's Simons. Well, he hasn't put up any points yet in this one. Inside, over none. And it's Simons missing. And Davis standing 6'10 with a 7'6 wingspan. His sphere of influence, let's call it, is gigantic.
B.A., I love that phrase, sphere of influence, and that's exactly what AD had. Multiple first-time all-defense selections, and rightfully so. This guy gets it done at both ends.
Oh, what a nice defensive play to disrupt the lob. Down low. And Brown with the stuff.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Already +5 in terms of rebound margin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
The Lakers making a switch here. Bazemore's checked in. And also a switch here for Portland. Hart's checked in. Time called here. The Lakers decide to talk it over.
And something fans don't always get to see. Some of the closely guarded secrets that happen in that huddle.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major or it could be just a slight tweak.
Here's Simons, rejected by James.
Phenomenal work on defense. James using his athleticism to make a statement with that block.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first. Simons. James with the rebound.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights that bucket is automatic.
To the middle. 4 seconds left. Yep, that one goes. Brown's got his third bucket of the night.
The value of good ball movement isn't lost on this squad.
And slam dunk by James.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. We'll be right back with you shortly. And you think about LeBron James, not just one of the all-time greats. He's really a coach on the floor.
I have the freedom to call sets, whatever I feel best suit our team. I'm a smart, cerebral basketball player. My basketball IQ is very high, and I take that very seriously, so I know what best suits.
He really does process the game at such a high level, Grant.
Yeah, an all-time level. And he'll let you know about it. I mean, no false modesty at all. Says, I got this.
We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play. This one has been one-sided so far. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Los Angeles?
Hey, guys, they're passing the ball very efficiently here in the first half.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
They've got Malik Monk, LeBron James out there with Trevor Ariza. Then there's Kent Bazemore, and it's Nunn in at the point. That's the group for the Lakers to kick off the second quarter. Clark, a lot's been made of small ball in the NBA, but you look at the teams making deep playoff runs, and they've got size.
Well, I think you need both. I think you need a combination of size and skill.